So we're on a new site today, set in the lovely countryside in Lower Beeding. Now this is a full renovation inside with some internal alterations to bring this property back to life. It's extremely run down, has been a rental for now, and however it's been passed over to our client who's now going to move in with their young family and is looking to transform it, ready for them to move in. So at the start of the week, we had Paul, who's one of our ground workers. He was carrying out the new drainage layout, so the underground drainage. 3 or 4 new manholes running to new locations, such as en-suites, family bathroom, new kitchen, new utility room, and just facilitating those new layouts really.
Yeah, so they're all running to the existing car gesture, which is basically a sewage treatment, which is over the other side of the call it track here. So we basically found the invert level of this car gesture and extended it over to the house. And like Mitchell said, ran it to the new positions.
So previously the house was running off an, is it oil tank or?
Yeah, so it's an oil boiler. That's going to come out. It's going to get changed over for an air source heat pump. Whole new heating system, underfloor heating throughout the ground floor. Normal radiators to the first floor. And then there's lots of enhancements to the external envelope with regards to insulation. So upgrading the walls, the ceilings, the floors, everywhere we can.
And it's not just your standard heating system like a combi boiler or what have you. This is all going to be run off an air source heat pump. So this is more of an eco-friendly property, which is going to increase the natural U values of the home and also make the building run a lot more efficient as well. The air source heat pump is yet to be determined where that's going to be positioned, but in hindsight what it means is we're going to be getting rid of this oil tank and the whole heating system is going to run off that air source. On the other side of that wall is going to be the new ensuite to the downstairs master bedroom. So here we've got a manhole which we've now positioned, and then once this all comes down and gets taken out, we then run the pipes over to these areas, following around to the other manholes, and like Brandon's saying, go to that car gesture over there. So while we're outside, let's go take you around and show you where the extension's going to be. This line here is going to get extended from this existing part of the house. It's going to go out that way, approximately about 6 metres. All these walls here are going to go to the ground floor. There's going to be stills put in place in the ceiling to support the first floor external wall. So if you imagine that goes out there, this is going to end up being one whole gigantic space. Have a kitchen against the rear wall here, and then the other side we're going to have a utility and cloakroom, and essentially we're going to get a nice big snug dining kitchen all in one. And in upgrading that modern look of this property, we're going to be incorporating 2 sets of either bifolds or sliding doors. They're going to come along this area here on the corner, and then following from that, we're going to replace all these existing windows, which you can see being banged out already, and that is going to be installed with new aluminium windows, which are a lot more sleek and modern, and it's something you would have seen on our previous project over in iFold. So continuing on what Mitchell said, up there where the ground floor meets the first floor, you can see there's a corbelling detail where you've got about 3 corbels and a plinth. That detail there is going to be continued round the ground floor extension. We're going to finish it off with a coping stone. So it's going to be a warm roof, flat roof, so the insulation above the joist. And then you're not going to see the flat roof because you're going to have a parapet rocking around the whole way around the outside. And then that detail is going to continue on that parapet. And then the client's looking at replacing all the soffit and fascias, and we're going to be going for a new UPVC soffit and fascia and get a lot more longevity in that product compared to the timber as it wears out and goes rotten over a certain period of time. Also throughout this area we've got asbestos, so prior to us starting the project we carried out an asbestos assessment, myself and Brandon, wearing the appropriate PPE. We went over to all the areas where you generally expect there to be asbestos. So old floor tiles, soffit boards, insulation in the loft, sometimes in the walls and ceilings, we've seen it in there before. We take little samples, bag it up, send it off to the people that test it, they come back with the results and then they instruct us on the appropriate PPE and if we are able to take it apart ourselves or whether we have to get them in to remove it. But due to it only being what was it? Cross tile.
So because it's cross tile, it means that's unlicensed work to some extent. So depending on the volume of what it is you've got to remove, like Mitchell said, if you follow the right guidelines, that's something you can do rather than having to get a licensed contractor to do that.
Another thing we had to consider before we started the works was a new location for the mains incoming power to the property. We met up with a UK Power Networks engineer alongside our client and come up with a plan where we can reroute this mains power coming into the property in a position where it wouldn't affect any of the build and would allow them to do it in one instead of doing a temporary kiosk, then having a temporary solution for power and then them coming back again and then relocating it. So we decided to do it in one hit, stay in one location and just get it all done. So that will require us to dig a trench from that post over there over to the staircase around the back of the property. UK Power Networks come in, put their cable in and we backfill it. So improving the overall aesthetics of this home and also the internal flow throughout this property, we're going to be removing this existing oak porch to the front. So we're going to create a larger entrance hall, and what we're going to do is extend this brick and block work, so this external masonry wall, take it all the way to here, drag that door forward and then make a bigger and more inviting entrance hall to the home.
Right, so we're still in the entrance to the house now. As we said, it's going to get brought forward, so it's going to be a bit bigger than what you see now. Here we've got this wall going back that way to make the entrance slightly larger. In doing so, we've got to put a steel in here and a steel in there to enable us to move that back. So once you come in here now, this wall's going that way. We're going to put a new set of stairs in with no creaks. Down here, you're going to have the ensuite to the master bedroom, which you're not going to be able to see from being in the entrance. So that wall's going to go up right here, ensuite this side, that door blocked off, and then this is going to be the ensuite to that bedroom at the front here. So you've got a fireplace in there that's going to come out. That's coming out through the whole house. That's the both fireplaces as well. Ground, first floor, above roof, they're both coming out.
And then following on in this room, we've got a lot of structural alterations happening, various steels installing, allowing us to create these new spaces. So in hindsight, this whole wall along here is going to be coming out, as well as this wall here. This is going to then allow us to create that large open plan living space alongside the extension which we're carrying out, as we've just shown you. So we've got a big steel going from this wall here, going all the way over to that other load bearing wall. And then we have another one picking up this existing load bearing wall, going along this way. And then that is going to allow us to then have that continuous ceiling all the way out to our new extension, and this being the new hub of the home, allowing for family and friends to come gather and just creating that wonderful open plan living space.
Similar to what Mitchell said, everything from that wall onwards is coming down. So in doing so, the fireplace has got to come out, similar to the one in the front room. That's going to come out to both floors. I mean, looking to put a log burner in the corner over here if the client feels that that's something they want later down the line.
I think that's it for down there.
We'll take you upstairs now and show you what's changing. Easier, just hit them up instead.
Snap them off.
As you get to the top of the stairs, you've got some quirky walls here. So what we're doing is we're taking that all the way over to here and having that squared off. As you come through to this room, enter into a similar location as I did. This wall's coming out here, and it's all going to be one large bedroom to the front of the house. And then you get back onto the landing here. Here's where the extension to the original home happened. So you'll see there's an external wall here. So now we're coming into what the extension to the original home was. So we've got various alterations here where the bathroom all got pulled out. It's going to be a new bathroom going in, but it's going to this side, isn't it?
No, the bathroom's going to stay here, but all these walls are going to come down and create that one large family bathroom. You're going to have a bath, walk-in shower, and just provide the perfect bathroom for all 3 bedrooms on this floor. So we've got another bedroom in this room where Brandon is. Again, this chimney, which is taking up some space, that's coming down, so you're going to gain the extra valuable space in this room, and then leading you on to the other bedroom over to this side of the property, which looks out into the countryside that way.
Taking all the ceilings down, there was just a reason for that was to upgrade the insulation. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting 150 in between the joists and over the top to get that 300 overall. And where you see here, you've got the voids of the rafters exposed. We're going to be insulating that in between, maintaining a 50mm airflow. So 50mm in between and then additional underneath. And that then is going to upgrade the external envelope of the house, as well as stripping all the wallpaper. And then we're going to be adhering PIR back plasterboard on every single external wall of the house to improve that U-value overall.
Yeah, because as you'll see, the existing external walls, they're cavity, but they've got no insulation inside. So installing that Celotex on the inside is just going to improve that overall U-value.
And then another enhancement which you're also making, which we didn't pick up on downstairs, we did talk about it briefly outside, is all the floors can have underfloor heating. So in doing so, we're going to take up all the floor, insulate in between with PIR to reduce that heat loss, put all the floor back down, ply it, and then layer on underfloor heating over the top. So rather than just putting underfloor heating down onto the existing subfloor, we're going to enhance that first, just to reduce that heat loss.
Cool, so I think we've managed to touch base on everything today and what's been happening so far and what the build entails. And over the next few weeks, like we touched base on earlier, Paul's going to start carrying out the foundations, getting the brick and block work going, start to form this extension, and yeah, really start to crack on with this build, alongside the structural alterations happening inside with the internal walls being removed, and yeah, taking it all down. So thank you for watching and joining me and Brandon on this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and please leave us a comment if you've got any questions.